Don't even know what that is.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. So
I've been tested for a lot of other things, but nobody's ever said that. Who would test me on that? What kind of doctor?
any kind of doctor can test you for it. So let me see if I can open this up a little bit bigger so I can see you better.
Double tap on it.
There we go. So there you are. It's bigger. So I don't know that we're recording. I'm not sure, but
No, the recording started.
okay. So we're going to talk about MTHFR another time, but it is something that I was tested for and I'm positive for. It it is very strongly parallel to all the things that run in our family.
Right. Which
Yes.
is a lot of different thing.
Stroke, blood clots, depression, anxiety, which is what Mom and Trish have had.
Okay. Is it
And then
MTFR?
MTHFR.
Okay, I'll Google that after the show, after we've done.
Yeah, I'll remember to send it to you too, but I'm actually positive for it, which is probably the reason I couldn't have kids.
Okay.
So, and I would I'm betting I'm compound heterozygous, so I would imagine that it's in our family. Aunt Liz says she got tested for it, but I'm not sure how that worked for her, but it's something to think about, and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So you're not stiff and sore in any particular place today?
Well, my left knee, it hurts, but it always hurts, so.
Okay.
Today I was doing a lot of, moved up in weight, I moved up in the weight I'm working with, so.
Okay.
And so it did a lot on the legs today, and,
Okay.
so.
And how's the upper body? Did you do a lot of weight training with this or anything?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. So it did the lower extremities and the upper, So
okay.
I did a lot of lifts and everything else.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, let's go ahead and maybe do a nice gentle practice to help you get stretched out and relaxed after all that work today.
I may fall asleep in this chair though. It's 39 degrees here.
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, did you say you do or do not do lymphatic massage?
I do. I was
You do.
trained so I could do lymphatic massages. I went to a lymphedema center at the hospital
Okay.
where they taught me how to do the massage and taught me how to use my appliances that I have correctly. So.
Okay. Excellent. And do you get into the armpit area and?
No, mine is all leg.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly worth it to do some lymphatic work. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and stand up and we'll do our, if I don't kick myself over, I'm going to step back just a little bit because I moved myself up forward and the camera's still awfully close. So let's just go ahead and get ourselves a little bit of. I can see you fine. I can barely see your chin, but I've got the rest of your body, so you're good.
Okay, we'll do this.
All right, sounds good. It's because you're so darn tall. You take after your pops. All right, so let's go ahead, and this is just standing in feet just slightly further apart than hip distance, and go ahead and take the hands out to the sides. So this is a modified Tadasana, but what we're trying to do is we're just going to do some warm-ups. So I want to take the arms. It's a Qigong movement. It's also a yoga movement. It's called Ganeshasana. It's just in yoga, but it's just a way to tap the body and wake up some spots. I know you've worked out today. This is just to see how your joints feel. So pay attention as we're doing this. How does everything feel? And then as you're doing this also, you can let your hands, I'm trying not to bang on my microphone, but let your hands kind of come around, tapping the belly, tapping the back, bottom, those kinds of things as well. And because you do have quite a bit of mobility, go ahead and come to stillness here And then let's do a modified version of lymphatic / fascial massage. So go ahead down to your right leg, and we're going to go from ankle all the way up to groin 3 times. So just go all the way up, giving yourself a nice amount of pressure, but not too much pressure, just a little bit of movement. You're breaking up little fascial adhesions. You're moving lymph. So 3 times with that right leg, and then go ahead and just do the same thing with the left. Go ahead and roll up 3 times. From ankle to hip. And then you can do the bottom muscles. You can do the pelvic muscles and the groin here. You're just opening everything up, moving lymph, waking up fascia, breaking up these little spider webby things that grow between our fascia every night while we're sleeping. And then you can rub the belly. This is something that I haven't done much of, but you can rub the belly. You can do circular motions on the belly, and you can even tap around the belly. So I'd be really interested for you to get tested for that MTHFR because it's really interesting. Let's do the low back. If you can reach the low back a little bit, just give yourself a little bit of massage there. And then into the rib cage. And then this is going to be weird, but this is where you have a ton of lymph nodes. So go ahead and rub under the armpit into this whole area here. You can do circular, and then you can do some taps. And like I said, I'm trying really hard not to bang my little microphone. And then go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, the other armpit. In my chair class that I just did, we did this at the beginning, and it felt very weird to do this. I was like, I look like a monkey. We all were like, whoop. So just opening up that area, see if you have any soreness anywhere. And then another big lymph node portal is right around the chest, right around the collarbones. So you can tap around there into the neck. You can even rub the neck a little bit. And you can go from back to front on the neck 3 times, and then back up the neck 2. And then let's take the hand down the arm and then up the arm 3 times. One company called Human Garage calls this fascial coffee. You're waking up all your fascia. Down the arm on the other arm too, and back up, down and back up. And then let's go ahead and massage the hands. Give your hands a bit of a wash. Really don't forget your thumbs. Make fists and open, fists and open. And then let's go up into the jaw. Just give your jaw a couple of massages in each direction. I don't know if you clench your jaw when you sleep, but this is always a sore spot for me.
I think I do.
Yeah. It's always tender in the jaw. I even noticed myself clenching when I was watching Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
It's funny. And then the temples, both directions. See if you have any tender spots there. Spend a little time with those. And then take your middle and your ring fingers and just go up your nose and then out your forehead or along the eyebrow area. A couple of times. And then one more time with the hands through the hair back on the scalp, just waking up the scalp. And basically what you've just done is you've woken up your fascia, you've woken up your lymph nodes, And lymph nodes, it's not, I think that's interesting that you just massaged the leg, because your lymph nodes, your whole lymphatic system doesn't have a pump at all. So, I'm not your doctor and I don't know what medications you take or anything like that. I don't think you can hurt yourself by working on these lymph nodes, particularly in the armpit. I think I just read last night that there's 60 lymph node areas underneath the armpit, and we never think about that. And then all in this big area right here. So give that some love each day. See if that helps your lymph move.
All right.
And you know what the lymph does, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's the trash can of the cells.
It is. It is. That my yoga teacher called it the garbage disposal of the body.
Yeah.
So it is just getting rid of all the junk. Well, if you don't move it yourself by doing these things, then it's never going to move on its own because it doesn't have a pump like the heart. So something that's important for you to know, if in fact MTHFR is in your makeup, is what it really is it means that your body can't methylate, and basically it can't get rid of toxins. So things that most people get rid of, I wasn't getting rid of.
Yeah.
And so my body was operating in about 36%. And all I had to do was just start taking a vitamin, a different version of a vitamin. And I feel so much better. And I think truly believe that it kept me off antidepressants, because I was really significantly depressed when I went in. So.
Wow.
That's
a lot for a vitamin.
It is. It's well, and the thing is, it's a methylated form of what we need every day. We all, we blow through vitamin B's like crazy.
Yeah.
And so I need methylated forms of vitamin B. So like all that stuff they put in enriched flour, like folic acid. Folic acid for me is toxic. But the vitamin that I take every day is methylfolate, which is the same thing as folic acid, except it's a methylated form. So that helps my body do what it's supposed to do. So the other reason why I don't drink alcohol, because I get drunk really easily and feel awful after. Yeah. And so I've just, it's because my body won't detoxify. So, all right. So let's go ahead now that we've kind of warmed everything up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and find look at your feet on the floor, look at and make sure that they are lined up with your knees. Make sure the ankles are underneath the knees, the feet are lined up, and the knees are lined up with the hips. And then find your comfortable spine. So I like to keep my back a little bit rested on the chair, but my upper back is away from the chair. So find your nice tall spine. And your chin looks good, no tilting back, no tucking down. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and then roll them back and down. And then relax the elbows by the hips. And just check in with the body. See how it feels. And as we're sitting here, let's just begin to breathe together. Let's take a really big inhale. And then open the mouth and sigh it out. Let's do that again. Inhale really deep. And then open the mouth. Sigh it out. Now just start to breathe gently with the mouth closed. The jaw can be relaxed, but the lips stay gently sealed. Inhale and exhale. Feel the chest expand, feel the belly expand. And as you breathe, I'm going to introduce a concept to you that is a yoga concept called ahimsa, which is non-violence or non-harming. And what that means also is, and particularly today, is can you accept and love the person that you are right now in this moment? Can you remember as you're going through your day to speak to yourself with ahimsa, with non-harming? Keep breathing. One of the things that I've loved that you've said and we've discussed, and I even sent you an email about, is the willingness to become the best version of yourself every day. And the term you used was to be better. But what I encourage you to do right in this moment is accept this version of yourself without conditions. Let go of the need to be better and accept that you're perfect just as you are in this moment, because you cannot change one thing from your past. You cannot do one thing about your future except be in this moment. And as we breathe together in this moment, we are as perfect as we can be right in this moment. And can we remind ourselves of that? No striving, no pushing, no if onlys, no guilt, no shame, just being right here, right now. Being content, doing no harm. Ahimsa. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. And on the next inhale, you can just keep your eyes closed, but maybe you can come forward just a few inches away from the back of your seat and then find that tall spine again. See where your shoulders are. Shrug the shoulders gently up to the ears. Roll them back and release them down. Find that tall spine. No pain, no straining anywhere. Maybe gently tuck that belly button towards the spine for just a moment. And then release. Feel your crown of your head lifting towards the ceiling, but your chin stays level. Breathe and let the shoulders just microscopically drop away from the ears just a little bit. It's where we store so much. Now, once you have found your ideal spine, let's go ahead and inhale. And you can keep the eyes closed if you like, but let's go ahead and curl the low back. Feel your sits bones press into the chair as you do so, and curl your spine into that kitty cat back as you exhale forward. Roll the whole spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. Roll your hands down over the knees. Breathe here. No pain, no pain. No striving, just gentle stretching. Inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, let's roll forward into our first cow. So you slide forward, the chin lifts, the shoulders roll back, the elbows come back in chicken wings towards the back of the chair, and your chest opens up. So go ahead and look towards your floor and keeping your neck straight. I just adjusted mine down because I was tilting it way too far back. So looking towards your floor, bring your elbows way back and your chest open. Excellent. That's beautiful. So go ahead and look at the floor. Inhale. And then on your exhale, roll back to that kitty cat spine. Hands down over the knees. Flare out your shoulders. Expand your ribs. Tuck your chin. Hug that beach ball under the belly. Inhale, exhale. Now on your next inhale, let's go back to cow. Dip, shoulders and elbows back, open the chest, little arch in the low back. Inhale. And then the last kitty cat back, roll it back, tuck, open the shoulders, hug the beach ball, tucking the chin. And then the last cow, inhale forward. Elbows back. And then let's go ahead and roll ourselves gently back up to sitting tall, feeling the sits bones settle underneath us. Very tall spine. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Very tall. And let's do gentle hip circles. So with your tall spine, let's start with stirring a cup of espresso again. So teeny tiny circles. Let's go to your left, my right. So tilt slightly forward and then just start doing tiny little circles. Spine is very tall. You're just stirring the spoon in the bottom of an itty bitty cup. Your tailbone is that spoon. Your spine is the handle. And then if this feels good, if your spine feels nice, you can go ahead and start to take a little bit bigger circles. As you do that, do it real mindfully. Keep your eyes closed for just a moment, if you'd like. Feel each sits bone as they roll on the chair. So you feel sits bones, tailbones, sits bones, and then as you lean forward, you might feel the pubic bone push into the chair. Sits bones, tailbones, sits bones, pubic bone. We could call these fancy words, all the anatomical names, iliums and ischiums and blah, blah, blah. But sits bones works. So feel that axial rotation of the spine as you're stirring the pot, as you're stirring the cup of coffee, whatever it is. And then the next time you come forward, go ahead and settle. Breathe, inhale, and then exhale the other direction. So you can start with the bigger circles if you'd like, but feel the bones roll just in the other direction. And as you feel them roll, you can start to make smaller circles. so that your spine is just nice and tall and the tailbone becomes that little tiny spoon. And when you feel even on both sides, you can come to stillness. And then maybe just rock yourself from side to side in your chair. You can almost walk with your legs just to see how everything feels in the hips. And then come back to settling tall, relaxed. Now let's walk the feet out just a little bit wider than the chair legs or wider than the hips. And then we're going to do a different kind of twist today. We've been doing a lot of open, tall twists. We're going to start with a lower twist. So let's go ahead and just take the hands up to cactus and then inhale tall, pull in the belly button, and then exhale, release, and take your right elbow to your left knee on the outside and then twist, and then take your left hand maybe and gently put it behind your back and just open up your back shoulder, your left shoulder. You're twisting your upper back, just gently using that elbow. That looks beautiful. Inhale, exhale. And then on your next inhale, pull in your belly button. As you come through, hovering gently over your legs. So you're going through center like that, beautiful. Now go ahead and just take your left elbow to your right knee. Give yourself that gentle low twist, and then you can bring that hand behind you. You can even bring it to the chair, or you can just bring it down behind your spine, giving yourself a little twist in that upper back. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, come back up through center, hovering. And then when you get to center, take those hands in cactus and then just bring yourself back up to seated. Now let's take your right hand up and your left hand down as we go to the side. Turn your upper body, twisting it that direction, and then take that forward hand in front of that knee. Beautiful. Go ahead and drop there you go. So your right hand is on your left knee. There you go. And you're just relax your shoulders down. There you go. I saw that. Inhale tall. And then exhale, open your chest. So we did a low twist. Now we're doing a high twist. So you're just looking back over that left shoulder a little bit. If it works, don't hurt your neck. We got Carmen bones. We got to be careful. Inhale and exhale, or Morris bones, either way. Inhale, exhale. Now let's inhale, unwind. You can go ahead and bring the arms up and over like we usually do. Exhale to the other side. Finding that tall twist. So first thing is hands down. Right hand or left hand, right knee. And then the right arm on the chair somehow. Inhale tall. Whatever works for you. Beautiful, nice. I like that neck. Raise yourself up. Drop the shoulders down. And then as you exhale, then you can twist. So looking towards that back shoulder, but don't hurt anything. Inhale tall, exhale twist. And then on your next inhale, let's go ahead and unwind. Arms way up overhead, beautiful. Open the arms wide to the sky. And then exhale, bring the palms down. Right here in front of heart center. Tilt the head to the hands to the heart. Inhale and exhale. Breathe. Let's release the hands down. And then if you have your blocks handy, which I think you do, let's go ahead and bring those beside the chair. You're going to sit up in your chair a little bit, a little further forward. Somehow my block ended up way back here. I think I kicked it earlier, or I must have hit it with my with my blanket. All right, so come on up closer to the front of that chair, and you'll adjust your blocks when you need to. So let's do a nice opening of the armpit area, that side lunge. So let's go ahead and raise up your right hand, tilt to your left side, find your block, put your weight onto the block, and then use that hand and stretch. So you're looking from fingertips all the way down to the hip, through the armpit. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, let's come back up, engage your belly, use the support of the hands as you need to, and then just rotate the hands over to the other side. Go ahead and reach down, fingertips all the way down to the hip. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And on your next inhale, go ahead and go back to the original block. And as soon as you have found purchase on your block and you feel stable, you are welcome to take out that opposite leg if you'd like or not, and just reach from fingertips all the way out to that foot, the outer edge of that foot. There you go. Nice reach. Inhale, long side angle stretch. Inhale, and then exhale. Sweep the hand in front of your face like the hand of a clock, just to bring it over to that other leg. Use the hand to guide the leg back in and bring yourself back to seated. Adjust your body as needed so that you come to a more neutral position. And then I'm going to actually I'm getting ready to kick my block. So I'm just moving your left block, my right block backwards. Now, let's go ahead and bring up your left hand. Find your block with your right. Once you have found purchase and you start to reach down into that sits bone, go ahead and take that opposite leg out if you'd like. Beautiful long stretch. Boy, I'm really feeling this in my hip today. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale, really deep, and then exhale, sweep the hand down over to the opposite leg. Use it to guide it in. Press the hand into the block and pop up to seated. Oh, see how everything feels. That's a lot of spinal motions right there. Any pain? You doing okay?
Yeah, no, I just feel tightness in the shoulders. That's all.
Okay. All right. So that's really, really common. So
feels good.
okay, so now that, and I like it when you tell me that, so that's great. So let's do one more thing for the shoulders then, okay? So actually, let's do two things. So first thing is take your hands up to cactus. If you do really far out, just reach your hands out. Feel how much pressure that puts on your shoulders. So if you just go to cactus, it takes half the pressure off. You feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and open the chest a little. So just take the elbows back. Inhale, and then exhale, bring them forward like you're using the pec deck at the gym. Bring your elbows together, really tight, palms together, press the arms together here. Now inhale, open. Stretch the chest a little bit. Exhale, press. Just one more of these. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Really press the palms, press the forearms, press the elbows together. Feel the shoulders. What you're doing is you're giving yourself a really big isometric stretch where you're not moving anything, but you're really getting the pressure in those shoulders. That's bringing a lot of blood to the shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale the hands down by the sides. Shake them out.
Yeah, I have to work really hard to get the elbows together.
Okay. Well, you're broad through the chest too. One of the things.
But I think it's on this side, the shoulder, the movement is impinged,
Mm-hmm.
I can't take my arm, I can take my arm behind my back, but I can't go up very high up the back.
Oh, me either. Me either. 100%. Like all these yogis that I've worked with, like they can put their hand here and then bring their other hand up and they can meet their hands and grab their own hands. If I'm going to ever do that, I have to do it with a strap. So we can try that later too, but let's go ahead and do chair cobra. So this one is designed to be a really relaxing pose if you can let yourself go. So take your hands down by your sides and reach them to a spot on the chair that you can reach. Okay. And I want it to be so relaxed. Like, see if you can find a spot. I don't care if it's the bottom of the chair right now, but just find a spot where you can relax the shoulders back and down, and there shouldn't be any strain. Does that feel relaxing?
Yeah.
Okay. So from here, we've done this before, I think just once. So go ahead and hinge at your waist a little. And as you start to lean forward, maybe your hands walk up your chair a little bit, and then your chest opens a little bit more, but don't strain. So just go as far as it takes for you to be able, when you breathe out, to let your chest open. The thing that happens, especially because you worked at a desk for a long time, and we sit and we look at our computers and we look at our phones, you can walk your hands up your chair a little bit more. You can lean forward a little bit more, by the way. But it's really passive. I mean, I am barely holding onto this with my fingers. My fingers are just kind of holding me there, but you're opening up the chest, really relaxed. And the further you lean forward, the higher your hands can go, but it should never, ever feel like strain. And maybe you take your eyes toward the mat or towards the floor in front of you and breathe and see if your front of your chest can open a little bit more. So just relax there for just a second and breathe and see if you can even release the chest a little bit more. So the muscles in our chest get shorter, and that's why our backs start to hump. All right, so go ahead and start to engage your belly button and bring yourself back up using your belly, not your hands. Walk your hands down the chair and then just relax them down. So that's chair cobra. So you're just opening up the chest there. So this is a big thing. All of it's connected. So I think it was Wanda. Is that your cousin that has the really bad dowager's hump?
Her father was the same way.
Okay. So that kyphosis, I think is what it's called. That's scoliosis. A lot of doing this will help relieve some of that. Trisha's getting some of that. She's getting a little bit of that stuff in the upper spine. And that's also how people with, get osteoporosis and end up with fractures. So opening up the chest is a really big deal. That's one of the things that you can do on the floor. You can lay on a blanket and just have your arms open and let your chest just do that. So you can do that in bed at night. It doesn't matter to me, but it's just a way to open up the chest. That will help a lot with the shoulders too. But yeah, I don't have the mobility that some people have in their shoulders and arms. That's just, not how I'm built yet. Maybe someday. So, all right. So we have done almost every spinal direction. The only one we have left is the wide leg forward fold. So I'd like for you to find your blocks and then take those and put those in front of you. You're a little taller than me, so I would say I've got mine about a foot in front of my chair. So maybe you put yours, 16 inches or so in front of your chair. That's just a way to start. And then the legs are open. If you can see how my feet are on the floor, the toes are pointed out and the knees are, in essence, tracking in the same line with the ankles and the toes. So your feet can be closer together. Your feet don't have to turn out so much. It's totally what works for you, but your blocks are right here in front of you. And then come back with this wide-legged stance. Come back to a really tall spine. And I mean, I always equate it to, if I see myself right now, I can see myself in this camera. I feel like I look like a sumo wrestler, like, so you're kind of tall spine, belly's in, and then the hands are on the knees. This is all to protect your low back as you come forward. And we're not going to do the super active pose today since you did so much leg work, but let's go ahead and do the nice relaxing forward fold portion. So the key to that though right now is pulling your belly button just as long as you can, as it takes you to reach forward towards your block. So keep your belly engaged as you come towards your blocks. Put your hands on your blocks, looking at your hands now, listening to my voice, looking at your hands on the blocks. Your arms are super straight so that you're not putting any effort in it right now. Relax your legs in the chair so that the only thing that's working really is your shoulders and your straight arms. This is one time I want you to use bone stacking. So you're stacking your bones so that everything can relax. Feet relax, legs relax. Everything relaxes. And now go ahead and bend your elbows and just let your head start to hang down. So as you bend your elbows, you let your head hang and you use your hands so that you do not hurt your low back. You give it just enough support so that you get this lovely forward fold and your head is relaxed. Shake your head yes and no so that you know your head is relaxed. Someday in a perfect world, you can put your head on your blocks. And if you have the flexibility now, you could even take your hands to the floor and hang a little bit further. It's up to you. And if you did that, I don't know, let's see. Yeah, my head can go on my block, but that's because I turned it way up. But just try to get yourself, the whole goal here is just let your low back release a little bit. You're getting an inversion, which is really healthy for the head, the brain, eyeballs, getting some blood flow here. Remember, everything should be relaxed. Now, go ahead and with your hands on your blocks, just be aware of your belly button, maybe start to engage it just a little, but push into your hands. That's what I want you to do, just to relax it and keep your low back safe. Just push into the hands and straighten the arms back and then straighten the neck so that you're still looking at the floor, looking at your hands. And then because we're not going to push your legs, you did a lot of work with your legs today. Let's go ahead and take your right hand, put it on your right knee, engage your belly button, take your left hand, put it on your left knee, and then inhale yourself up, pushing into the legs with your hands. So you're not hurting anything. Just a nice, tall spine. And since we have our blocks here, we can do one more thing. This may or may not feel good. I hope it would. I think it should. Let's go ahead and with your blocks right here, lean back in your chair and take your feet and bring them up to your blocks. See if you can butterfly your soles of your feet together so that it's like you're doing this, like you're putting your feet in prayer position on your blocks. And if that doesn't work, let me know. Does it hurt?
No, doesn't hurt.
Okay.
I can't get them as flat as yours, you know.
Okay. Well, this will take time. I mean, so if you can put your feet together like this and then just try to relax, lean back into your chair, you know, and just kind of let them relax. So this is butterfly, or in yoga called Baddha Konasana. So you can relax the feet too. So you don't have to press them together. Just now that they are together, just let the soles kind of open. And this Baddha Konasana is a great external hip rotation. It's a very, if it feels, does this feel relaxing at all to you, or does it hurt?
No,
Or
it doesn't.
strain?
It doesn't hurt. I'm fairly relaxed.
Okay.
I
So,
have to constantly think about, you know, relaxing my upper chest.
okay. So this is something I find myself at night. I think it's probably a back relief thing, but when we sit on the couch, we have a reclining couch. And so I put a pillow on one side because there's no armrest on that side. So I put a pillow over there, and then I put my arm on the armrest, and I sit like this on the couch in a reclining pose. It's just a way to open up those hips. So Baddha Konasana, butterfly, is just a nice, relaxing way to get some hip mobility without doing a lot of work. So you did a lot of leg work, so this is just a nice way to end that. And then if you take your feet off your block, stay kind of reclined. I'm gonna put my blanket on because my chair is very stiff. So stay reclined. And then with your feet like this, you can give yourself some windshield wipers. I'm going to kick my block out a little bit, and then give yourself some windshield wipers with your legs. If you find that that works better, seated up a little bit, you can just kind of move your hips. Yeah, it works better for me if I'm sitting upward a little. All right. So now we've done all the spine. We've done some shoulders, neck, lymph nodes, all the things. So let's do some good stretching in the legs with the sun salutations without overstraining the legs. Because if you've done a lot of work and you went up on weight today, I don't want to push that. And the other thing is, that's how you get hurt. If you take it, there was a guy in my class the other day that wanted to stay for my second class. He wanted to stay for my spinal class after chair. And he didn't. And I'm really glad he didn't, because it's like, if we push ourselves when we're already muscle fatigue, if we have muscle fatigue, if we push ourselves, that's when we get hurt. So let's go ahead and then just swing your hands back and be ready to come to standing. So swing back, inhale, exhale, and then inhale one more time. And then exhale, swing yourself up to standing and relax down. Now let's take the chair, and I'm going to remove blankets. Do you put stuff on your chair, or is your chair soft?
No, it's wood.
Okay.
I just keep it as a chair.
Okay, got it. I'm all about the comfort. So let's see. All right, so take your chair. Perfect. You got it that way. I'm going to move my mat back just a bit, because I am all of a sudden gigantor today. So I'm going to move that back. I brought it forward to bring myself closer to the big TV so I can see you better. But then all of a sudden I'm ginormous. I'm going to move this camera too. Now I'm really going to be big. Hold on. Let's see if that helps.
Can you see my cactus plant back here?
Let me see.
The Christmas cactus?
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah.
Those always make me think of mom. Well, any kind of flowers make me think of mom, because mom was such a gardener.
Yeah.
And my
That's
Christmas
that's all in the last day.
I know mine's getting ready to do the same thing. It's crazy. And y'all have to send you a picture of mom's orchid that she couldn't get to bloom, but now has got 9 flowers on for me. I don't know why.
Wow.
All right. So you've done some sun salutations with me before. So let's go ahead and do this similar routine. The goal is we're going to get some good stretching in the full back body when we get down into these positions. So go ahead. Yep, yeah, I'm looking at your legs, your distance from your chair. I think you're pretty good. So the goal is we're going to have some room to do our forward folds. So bring yourself to Tadasana, find your feet on the floor, spread your toes, feel how solid your feet can be, and then adjust your body so that you feel strong. So for me, that means engage the thighs, engage the glute muscles, the bottom muscles, and my pelvis will automatically tilt a bit. That way, that allows me to feel tall from bottom to top. And then really strong pose. This isn't a tense pose. It just means that if somebody came and pushed you a little bit, you wouldn't just fall right down. So you want to be a nice, tall mountain, nice, firm mountain. Look straight ahead over the back of your chair. Inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead into a sun breath. Arms all the way up. Bring the palms together. Exhale, palms down through heart center. Inhale, arms back down to the sides and up. Another sun breath. And then this time, grip the palms together, clasp the hands, but leave your pointer fingers out, pointed at the ceiling. Just looking straight ahead over the back of your chair so that your hands are clasped overhead. Now, your biceps come towards your ears, but your shoulders stay nice and relaxed and down. Engage your belly button, and then let's tilt to the right with the fingertips. So draw a line to the right with your fingertips along the ceiling. Pretend your body is stuck between 2 panes of glass. As you do a side stretch here, you're just doing another crescent, which we did on the chair. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale back to center with the fingertip. Pointer fingers towards the sky, shoulders down, biceps by the ears. Inhale tall. And then exhale to the left. Just pointing your fingers along the ceiling. You're still looking over the back of your chair. Just reaching through your armpit. Now inhale tall. And then unclasp the fingers. Hands back in prayer position overhead. Exhale, hands down in front of the face. And then as they go past the face, go ahead and bend at the waist. Bring your hands to your chair seat. And then let your body hang between your elbows. Let your head hang down. Bend your legs really deeply so that your chest rests on your thighs. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. You're getting a nice ragdoll forward fold. There should be no strain, no pain. Now let's inhale. Flat back, straighten the legs. Look at your chair seat in front of you. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. Your shoulder blades come back along the spine, and you have a very tall, flat spine from the top of your head, which is pointing towards your chair back. Your face is looking between your hands on the chair. Your tailbone is sticking out behind you, and you've got the longest spine from the crown of your head all the way through the tailbone. Your hamstrings are getting a nice stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the belly button in. And then exhale, forward fold again, bend your knees deep. Ribs against the thighs. Head is hanging, relaxing. Just breathe here. Nice stretch of your back. Now let's inhale, half lift. Face is looking at the chair. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, really pulling that belly button, and then exhale, bring your right leg back. So you just got a nice gentle stretch back with your right leg right now, no strain. Everything feels balanced. You're not pressing too hard into the hands or the foot. Inhale. Now exhale, press into the hands, and then bring your left foot back to meet your right in plank. So you come forward over your chair a little bit. Your face is looking over the chair seat. Between the hands, you can stack the arms, you can bend the elbows, but really engage that core. You look great. Stay just like that. Inhale. Now exhale, roll your hips back, keeping your hand on the chair. Roll your hips back and then take your feet in a little and out wide. So bring your feet up so that you can bring your hips tall and your arms are still on the chair, or your hands are on the chair. And see if you can just relax your head down, keeping they're kind of in between your biceps. Your head is between your biceps. And you're just giving yourself a nice down dog. So do me a favor, step towards your chair with both feet about 3 or 4 inches, and then bend your knees and lift your hips up a little. So, and then take your head down between your shoulders. Keep your arms long, straighten your arms back out. And now tilt your upper body down between your arms. Can you see me? Can you look at me for just a second?
Yeah.
See how my hips are high and my arms are on the chair?
Yeah.
See if you can replicate that a little bit. There you go. My whole goal with this is hopefully you're getting a nice hamstring stretch and a stretch through your upper body.
I am, yeah. I'm getting the hamstring.
There you go. That's great. Now let's inhale and roll forward into your plank pose. So it's more modified this time. Beautiful. Adjust and then inhale. Let's bring your right foot forward towards the chair, tucking your toes under your chair seat a little, and bring your left foot back so that you've got a little bit of a lunge. And you're looking down between your hands onto your chair. Straight, nice, strong arms, beautiful. Your line is great. Now, all I want you to do here is just feel the front of that left hip stretching as your knee is bent a little. You're getting a lunge. Inhale and exhale. Bending into that front knee, beautiful. Now inhale. And then exhale, straighten that front knee just to give yourself a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, bend the front knee. Exhale, straighten the front knee. You're just rocking back and forth on that right leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Now on your next inhale, bend. Gather your muscles together. Inhale. And bring your left foot back to meet your right foot. So just pop it forward. There you go. Beautiful. Now keeping the hands on the chair. You're not really pressing into anything or doing anything active right now. Let's inhale. And then on your exhale, bring your right leg back into a lunge. And you can use the chair now where you're pressing into the chair. Do just like you did. Yep, beautiful. So you're bringing that leg back to wherever you are comfortable into getting that stretch in the front of that right hip. And I really want you to use your arms with this since you did so much leg work today. So really use your hands. Don't hurt the wrists, but give yourself a little bit of support. And stretch that front hip on the front of the right hip. Inhale. And then exhale, straighten your left leg just to give yourself a hamstring. You kind of bend forward down into that little half split. Inhale and exhale. Then inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten the left knee. Inhale, bend it. Exhale, straighten it. One more bend. Inhale. Hold it there. Exhale. And on your next inhale, hop up with your right foot to meet your left. Beautiful. Then come on up to standing. And give yourself a couple little hip wiggles. See how you feel. Shake your booty. I never thought I'd say shake your booty to my Uncle John, but apparently that's my new thing today. You became my fun Uncle John at Tony's wedding, by the way.
What's that?
At Tony's wedding. That's when I realized how much fun you were.
That's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. All right. So go ahead and maybe give yourself a couple of marches just to see how the front of your hips feel. How's everything feeling in those hips and in those legs?
Feel fine.
Good. Is it helping with all that leg work that you did, getting a little bit of stretching in there?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So let's turn your chair around so that the back is facing you. We're just going to use the back for a little bit of balance. All right. So this is just going to be balanced. I'm going to change my mind. So go ahead and turn and face me. And we're going to do just a little balance flow. We're not going to do a ton of like super strengthening stuff. So go ahead and take your feet just about hip distance apart, using the left or your right hand on your chair. So remember that I'm always mirroring you. So I'm trying to say the right things, but I might say the wrong things. So we're holding on to our chairs. We're finding our tall spines. And this camera is just terrible, isn't it? It's cutting my head off. All right, let's see if that helps. Oh, there we go. Now I have a head. All right, so tall spine, hand down by the side. Instead of going down into our Utkatasana and up, let's just stay up today. So use your hand for balance. And let's go ahead and inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, let's bring your left leg up to stork. So press your right foot into the floor and bring up your left leg. So really find your balance. And whatever that takes, adjust your weight into your foot that's on the floor. Flex your left foot in this position and just find your balance first. This is all I want first. Now, if you'd like, you can certainly try. You could put your left hand in front of your chest, like that half heart center. And if you want, if you feel like it, you can let go of the chair and see if you can do this balance in stork. And if not, just use the chair. Now, let's exhale that down. You're going to get another chance. So, same thing here. Shirt is so crooked. All right. So, feet on the floor, nice and firm. Now shift your weight to your right foot. Just lift your knee gently off the floor so that you can feel you got perfect balance here. No pressure too much, but just enough weight on that right foot. Uh-oh. What just happened? Okay, there we go. All right, so let's inhale that leg back up. Your left leg, my right leg. Try to see if you can get the knee level with the hip. Hand out to the side. Now this time, let's open the leg out to the side and really focus that weight on your right foot. Can you lift your arm off the chair? And if not, that's okay. Hey, no falling. All right, bring it back to center and release.
Yeah, I have to work on balance, all kinds of.
We all do. We all do. It's the most, that's actually the biggest demand in my chair classes is balance. Like that's the thing that's hardest for everybody after we get to a certain age. So let's do that one more time. We're going to add one more motion. So all the weight into that right foot. Just tilt your toe up first. Tilt your knee up. Find your weight in there. Unlock the knee. Don't leave it totally locked, the one that's on the floor. Now lift up your left knee. Hinge it open to gate. Bring it back to center. And now this time when you exhale it back behind you. And then let's take up this hand. So this is called locust. You're reaching up with the one hand, reaching back with the foot. Inhale. And then exhale, bring the hand down and the leg back up to stork. And if you want to try, you can let go of the chair. Stork is hard. That's what the chair is for. Use it for sure. Inhale, and then exhale that down. Let's walk your hips. And let's switch your chair. All right. So let's see. And it varies from side to side too. So for me, I'm getting ready to work on my dominant leg. I'm not sure if that's going to be a good or a bad thing. You're probably working on your non-dominant leg because you're right-handed, correct?
Right.
Okay. So find your belly, find your Tadasana first. Really get your firm feet into the ground. Put your left hand on the chair for balance. Now shift your weight to your left foot. Gently just lifting up your heel. And now hand out, hand on balance on the chair. Engage your belly. Inhale and exhale. Leg up to stork. Okay. Now see how that feels compared to the other side. Do you want to take the hand off? Do you want to keep it on the chair? Beautiful. Nice. Inhale. And exhale the foot back down. All right. Let's do that again with the gate this time. So inhale. Put the weight on that left foot. Exhale. Inhale. Bring that leg up. Flex the foot. Exhale, open the gate. You can try the hand out if you want or keep it on the chair. And then inhale, back to stork. Try balance. You always get to play. And then exhale, foot down. Woo. Wiggle, wiggle. Shake, shake, shake. All right. Last iteration here. Both feet firmly on the ground. Shift your weight to your left foot. Don't lock out that knee. Give it a slight bend. Let's inhale the leg up. Flex the foot. Exhale the leg out. Try your balance. There's my chair. Inhale back to center. And now exhale. Take the toe back behind you and reach up with the hand. This is actually a back bend too. So inhale, really long reach, reach, reach. Exhale, bring it back to stork. Flex the foot. Try your balance however you want, or hold onto the chair because this leg is apparently not as much balance. And then release the foot back down. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right. All right, sir. Well, we have had quite the practice. How you feeling?
Good.
Good. Let's do just a chair savasana today. You can certainly do your legs up the chair or your legs up the wall later.
Yeah, do that before bedtime.
Yes. It is so good to do. I'm gonna do it tonight just because you said so. Now, all we're gonna do today is just have a nice, short, relaxing chair savasana. So let's go ahead and find the feet back on the floor. And then relax your back into your chair. Hands on the thighs. I just found myself shifting my shoulders back and down a little and brought the hands back a little bit just for more relaxation. At this point, no strain anywhere. Let everything go. Close the eyes. Remember to breathe. Inhale and exhale. And remember your ahimsa. Non-violence, non-harming. Can you be kind and accepting of yourself? No striving, no pushing. Just breathe. And let yourself go from the top of your head down through the torso, arms, hands, hips, into the legs, knees, and down into the feet. Just let everything relax. And then we'll sit in silence together for just a few moments. Let's take a nice deep inhale together. And then sigh it out. Let's take another inhale together as we bring our hands to heart center. Feel the connection where the thumbs of the hands rest against the sternum, the breastbone. Like you're giving yourself a hug with your elbows. It is such a joy and a privilege and a pleasure to work with you, Uncle John.
Thank
The light in me sees and loves the light that is in you. Namaste. And you can release the hands back and
I could fall asleep right now.
good, good. That's a compliment to a yoga instructor. So, oh, well, thank you again. I'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'll be in class on Thursday.
All right, wonderful. We've got I know Sherry will be back, and a video went up on the gilbertyoga.com site. And I put it up on my Facebook page as well. And you can share it with people. I mean, you can share it with friends and neighbors, you know, that live there if you want people to join us. And then it's already had 700 views, so maybe we'll get some more students, maybe we won't, but I don't care. Just as long as I get to see my Uncle John, it's fun. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you right back. I'll talk to you soon. I'll
Thank
send you those initials too.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Love you.
Love you.